Hey peeps, how's it going? My name is LJ. You're now chilling with LJ, and we are playing some Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. So far, we're on the second case. The chief was just killed by some dude with the same statue clock that the lady in the first case was killed with. And they think it's her sister that did it because she showed up at the wrong time. But it's not her sister. And we questioned everybody, questioned her sister, questioned the witness who saw somebody in there. It was actually me. She ended up having a wiretap in her room, and we took that without her knowing. And now we're getting to the courtroom part. So let's do it. September 7th, 10 a.m., District Court, courtroom number 1. Court's now in session for the trial of Miss Maya Fay. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Miles Edgeworth. You better not show any signs of weakness today, or he'll be on me in an instant. Mr. Edgeworth, please give the court your opening statement. Thank you, Your Honor. The defendant, Miss Maya Fay, was at the scene of the crime. The prosecution has defense she committed the murder. We have a witness who saw her do it. The prosecution sees no reason to doubt the facts of this case, Your Honor. I see. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Let's begin now. We may call our first witness, Your Honor. The prosecution calls the chief officer at the scene, Detective Gumshoe. Witness, please state your name and profession to the court. Sir, my name's Dick Gumshoe, sir. I'm the detective in charge of homicides down at the precinct, sir. Detective Gumshoe, please describe for us the details of this murder. Very well, sir. Let me use this floor map of the office to explain. The body was found by the window here. The cause of death? Loss of blood due to being struck by a blunt object, sir. The murder weapon was a statue of the thinker found next to the body, sir. It was heavy enough to be a deadly weapon, even in a girl's hand, sir. The court accepts the statue as evidence. They're still calling it a statue. Floor plans. Now, detective. Yes, sir. You immediately arrested Miss Maya Fay, who was found at the scene, correct? Can you tell me why? I had hard evidence she did it, sir. Detective Gumshoe, please testify to the court about this hard evidence. Witness testimony. As soon as the phone call came in, I rushed to the scene. There were 2 people there already. The defendant, Miss Maya Fay, and the lawyer, Phoenix Wright. I immediately arrested Maya Fay. Why? We had a witness account describing her. The witness saw Miss Maya Fay at the very moment of the murder. Very moment, you say? Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Cross-examine what? I couldn't see a single contradiction in that testimony. Whoosh. Smack! Maya just threw something at me. When my sister couldn't find any contradictions in the witness's testimony, she would bluff it and press the witness on every detail. Witness always slips up and says something wrong. Worked lots of times. I should have expected Maya would know some of her sister's tricks. Alright, let's give this a try. Something the matter? No, Your Honor. I'd like to begin my cross-examination. Two people there already. Defendant and the lawyer. Objection! This evidence clearly reveals a contradiction in that statement. How exactly is that evidence in the statement just now related? They aren't, are they? This is already getting tough. Your Honor, that statement contradicts. It does? I don't see any contradictory. Ugh. I don't know how to... I don't get this. Oh my god, what do you want from me? Oh, press. God damn it. Alright, we're gonna load that again, because I'm not sucking that hard at it. Get back to where we were. Get gumshoe, you saw this. This is the map, that's where the body was, the statue. Alright. Alright. Hold on just a second. If I heard correctly, you said you arrested her because you had hard evidence she did it. Did I say that? I heard you say it. You did say it. You said it. Exactly what about the suspicious woman in pink's claim was hard evidence? Miss May isn't suspicious, and she sure isn't pink, pal. Well, I guess she is pink. It's enough, Detective Gumshoe. Do you have any more solid proof other than her claims? I guess pressing can have its advantages. Yes. Got the order of things mixed up in my testimony. There was something I should have told you about first. Let's hear your testimony again. After securing a suspect, I examined the scene of the crime with my own eyes. I found a memo written on a piece of paper next to the victim's body. On it, the word Maya was written clearly in blood. Lab test results showed the blood was the victim's. Also, there was blood found on the victim's finger. The victim wrote the killer's name. Before we begin cross-examination, I have a question. Why didn't you testify this vital piece of evidence the first time? I'm real embarrassed I forgot about it, Your Honor. Try to be more careful. Very well. Defense may begin its cross-examination. You get a lot of cases where the victim actually writes the killer's name. Sure, it happens all the time in books and movies. This isn't a movie, Detective. Let's talk about reality, shall we? I haven't heard many cases, no. Don't you find it a little odd the victim would write down a name? Especially the name of her own sister? Hey, Holly Wolf, how's it going? Stop right there. The witness's opinion on the matter is irrelevant. The facts are clear. The victim wrote down the name of the accused. The victim told us the name of her killer. It's going alright? Awesome. Has to be a contradiction in there. Have you slept yet? Yeah, I just woke up like an hour ago. I'm not too bad. Just been relaxing. Same crap, different day. Yeah, but she told her to come there. This evidence reveals contradiction. Nope, that didn't. Never played this game before. It's pretty sweet. It's tough though. Gotta solve cases. Figure out contradictions and stuff in people's testimonies and... Just because you found it next to the body doesn't mean the victim wrote it. Then who did write it, smarty pants? The killer. Anyone can see that. Saying the killer wrote her own name. Buddy, please. She was framed. Hold on. If that's the case, where's your evidence? Guess that was a bit tall order for you. Those without evidence shouldn't open their mouths. Yeah, pal. Tell us what was written on the memo. Which hand was the bloody finger? The right hand. She was right-handed. Did you find any evidence? So this I'm getting to the good part. Just because you found it next to the body doesn't mean... Oh, I already did that. Do you have proof it was Mia who wrote that? Of course I do. This is tough. I don't know what it is. Before she died, this says that death was instant. Detective Gumshoe, there's one thing I want you to clarify for me here. You say the victim wrote this note, that she was accusing the defendant Maya Fair. That's really what you're saying? This isn't one of those lawyer tricks now, is it? Of course she wrote it. Who else could have? You have it backwards, detective. The victim is the only person who absolutely could not have written it. This report from your department, detective, immediate death due to a blow from a blunt object. She died immediately. But no butting your way out of this one, detective. Order, order. The defense has a point. Someone who died immediately wouldn't have had the time to write anything down. Mr. Wright, I beg your pardon, but when exactly did you obtain that autopsy report? When? Uh-oh. I think it was the day after. It's the day after the murder. That autopsy report is outdated, Your Honor. What? Second autopsy was performed yesterday at my request. Death was almost immediately due to a blow from a blunt object, but there is a possibility the victim lived for several minutes after the blow. I received the results this morning. Your Honor, it's quite easy to imagine that a victim did have time to write Maya. That is all. I see. Damn you, Edgeworth. Objection! How's it going, Snow? I should have known you'd have something up your sleeve. Why, Mr. Wright, you look shocked. Something you want to say? You're a sham! Your detective's a sham. I'm a sham. Detective Gumshoe, you're a sham. How could you give me a faulty report? I saw it. Detective Gumshoe. I'm disappointed in you handing him the wrong report like that. You're a sham. I'm sorry, sir. You're at fault, detective. This isn't gonna look good on your evaluation next month. But, Your Honor, I submit this report to the court. Well, Your Honor, the evidence strongly suggests the victim was identifying the killer. Detective Gumshoe's the killer. This isn't good. The prosecution would like to call its next witness. This poor innocent girl saw the murder with her own eyes. Let the witness, Miss April May, take the stand. Exactly what part of her is innocent? Witness, your name, please. April May, at your service. Order. The introduction should not require any reaction from the crowd. The witness will refrain from wanton winking. Certainly captured the heart of every man in this courtroom. Tell us, where were you on the night of September 5th when the murder occurred? Like, in my hotel room? I checked in right after lunch. This hotel was directly across from the Fay and Co. law offices. That's right. Please testify to the court about what you saw. Cleavage of a heartless killer, yep. It was 9 at night. I looked out the window. And then I saw a woman with long hair being attacked. The one attacking her was the mousy girl sitting in the defendant's chair. And the woman dodged to one side and ran away. But that girl, she caught up to her and she hit her. Then the woman with the long hair, she kinda slumped. That's all I saw. Every little bitty witty. Remarkably solid testimony. I don't see a need to trouble the witness any. Wait, Your Honor. What about my cross-examination? But the witness's testimony just now was quite firm, didn't you? Mr. Wright, I understand you were Miss Mia Fay's understudy, were you not? You must know her techniques well, her cowardly way of finding tiny faults in perfectly good testimonies. How dare you? Alright. How do you know she was the defendant? Well, you know, she had a girlish physique. Women know these things. Look, I just know, okay? There's only one person at the scene of the crime with a short, girlish figure. The testimony is bulletproof. Hold on a minute, that testimony stinks. Miss May, I'm willing to bet that. You telling the truth? Did you really see the defendant? What's the meaning of this? Yes, what is the meaning? Somebody tell me, because I'm clueless about this. If you'd really witnessed my client, Maya Fay, you would have noticed her clothes before noticing her physique. Starts twitching. No one wears clothes like this on a daily basis, except her. I'm no expert on fashion, but her hairdo looks far from normal to me. However, the witness's testimony mentions neither of those things. Testimony is bogus. But... Still, we don't know if she was dressed that way the night of the murder. She was, Your Honor. I saw her. And so did Detective Gumshoe. What do you say to that, Miss May? What are you trying to say, you mean lawyer? I saw what I saw. I just didn't think all the trifling little details were necessary. The court would like to remind you to please omit nothing in your testimony. Sorry, Your Honor. I'll be a good girl, I promise. Wink. Your testimony again, if you would. I did see everything. The victim, the woman, dodged the first attack and ran off to the right. And the girl in the hippie clothes ran after her. She hit her with that weapon. That clock. How do you know it was a clock? A clock? Didn't this come up in another testimony? How would she know it's a clock? That right is in your right as you look from the hotel. This is my right hand. And the girl in the hippie clothes ran after her. How convenient for you to remember her hippie clothes. She picked it up from the desk. Couldn't see the desk though. Oh, stop. Good game. Yeah, it's tough though. You gotta find contradictions in their testimonies and stuff. So you saw me then too. Of course. I'd remember that spiky hair anywhere. Miss May, what you said just now was quite revealing. You just said that the statue of the thinker was a clock. There's no way of knowing that just by looking at it. Another person in much the same situation as you recently called this a clock too. And he was found guilty of murder. Order. Miss May, can you explain how you know this was a clock? Witness saw the murder with her own eyes. That's all that's important here. Defense is trying to confuse the issue with trivial concerns. But questions are all I have, Your Honor. And as you may recall, I've caught murderers with these questions before. Objections just sustained. You may continue to question the witness. If you stop me there, the trial would be over. If you answer my question, how did you know it was a clock? That's because I heard it? Yes, I heard it say the time. You've been to the law offices of Fay & Co. No, hey, I didn't say that. Why would I go there? I heard it from my hotel room. She could easily have heard the clock. Well, Mr. Wright, are you satisfied? No. I'm not satisfied because it couldn't have rung. Members of the court, it's inconceivable that the clock in the question rang. That clock is missing its clockwork. How could you possibly? Just take a look right now. See anything interesting, Your Honor? It is as the defense says. This clock is missing its clockwork. It's quite empty. Mr. Wright, would you care to explain to the court the meaning of this? It is as you can see. The clock was empty. It couldn't have rung. Therefore, this witness is a big fat liar. Yeah? Well, Miss May? Tisk tisk. Quite a show you put on for us, Mr. Wright. You knew the clock was empty somehow. I'm afraid you forgot one thing. Indeed, the clock is empty as you say it can't ring. However, we must ask, when was the clockwork removed? If it was after the witness heard the clock, then there's no contradiction. The clock might have been emptied after she heard it. That is exactly what happened, Your Honor. Well, Mr. Wright, can you prove the clockwork was removed? I have proof. Wasn't it you told me proof is everything? Well, I was listening. Now I'll show you the proof you like so much. The evidence that proves when the clockwork was removed. Should be in the conversation. Take a look at this. That's a very cute cell phone. You have a girly phone. Wait, this isn't my phone. Listen. This is the defendant's cell phone. It contains a recording. A recording of a conversation she had with the victim the day of the murder. Order, order. The defendant's... Ooh, he's getting pissed. Defendant's cell phone. This wasn't brought to my attention. Perhaps Detective Gumshoe overlooked it. Gotta say, I'm starting to feel bad for the big fella. Let's hear the conversation. So you just want me to hold on to the thinker for you then? If you could. I should probably tell you, the clock isn't talking right now. It's not working. I had to take the clockwork out, sorry. September 5th, 9:27 a.m. Your Honor, I think this makes it clear the clockwork was already gone by the time this was recorded, which was well before the witness even arrived at her hotel. May. Well, Miss May, would you care to explain this to the court? Just how did you know that weapon was a clock? Well, isn't it obvious? I saw the clock before. What store was that again? I go to so many. Oops, I forgot. Wink. The witness has seen it before. That would make sense. Does the defense have any objections, Mr. Wright? Yep. She's seen it before. This directly contradicts a piece of evidence already submitted to this court. Easy. It was made by Larry Butts. Simple. This clock was never in any store. A friend of mine made the clock. Only two exist in the world. Not the one that isn't here is in police custody. Everything is sold in stores. Miss May, I think it's high time you went shopping for a better excuse. Excuse is not on sale today. What's it to you, porcupine head? That stupid clock doesn't matter, okay? She did it, and she should die for it. Die! Whoa, let's not get ahead of ourselves. This is a court of law, and the witness will remain calm. Silly me. Did I, lose it? I guess I did. Scary. Let me ask, tell me, how did you know the weapon was a clock? Oh dear, does defense have an opinion on this? You knew the weapon was a clock because you heard about it. Witness has never held a clock in her hand. However, she had heard that it was a clock. That's correct, Your Honor. There's no other way she could have known the thinker was a clock. I can show you the proof. Show me evidence proving the witness heard the murder weapon was a clock. Wiretap. Have a look at this. Found this in Miss May's room. Mr. Wright, please explain to the court what this is. Miss April May, you were tapping the victim, Miss Maya Faye's phone, weren't you? Your Honor, this is irrelevant. I'm not entirely sure that it is. Objection overruled. It troubles me that her witness was in possession of a wiretap. Does the defense truly claim the witness was tapping her phone? Absolutely. Even if that was the case, which it's not, you still have to prove one thing. Did the victim ever say that the weapon was a clock on the phone? Can you prove that? I think not. Oh yeah, I think I can. It's simple. What? Here's my proof. Proof that the victim said on the phone the weapon was a clock is... It's a clock. She said it right there. Present the defendant's cell phone. Yes, we've seen that. Listen once more to the conversation between the defendant and the victim. I'm in inventory hell? Oh shit, Kronos. You haven't called in a while. There's something I want you to hold on to for me. Again, what is it this time? The clock. It's made to look like the statue, the thinker, and it tells you the time. It's April, May. You used a wiretap to listen to this conversation. That's how you knew the thinker was a clock. Am I wrong? Your Honor, this is ridiculous. Your Honor, look at the witness's face. Does she seem amused to you? Defense demands your answer. Shut up, all of you. What gives you the right to talk to me like that? You lawyer. It's no fair, all of you ganging up on me like that. So I'm the bad girl, is that it? Is that it? That did it. The court's seen the real Miss April May now. Now to deal the final blow. Why'd you tap her phone? Yeah, I'm sure that'll work, Kronos. Do I have to? Isn't this a murder trial? Miss May, you were tapping the victim's phone. I hardly call that irrelevant. While this court does not condone the defense's tone of voice, he has a point. Well, Miss May, do you have an explanation? Can you prove you had nothing to do with this murder even though you tapped her phone? You were probably thinking I'd like to see her pull that off, weren't you? Well, you're not the first man who thought that, and of course, I can and will. I assure you I'm serious, Mrs. Lawyer. Okay, so the killing happened around 9 at night? That's just when I was getting room service from the sweet bellboy. Iced coffee, I believe. If you don't drink it quick, the ice melts and you have regular cold coffee. Iced coffee. Think I'm making this up? Ask the bellboy. Ergo, the witness was not on the scene at the time of the murder. So where does that leave us? It's my great displeasure to inform you, the witness appears to have been tapping the victim's telephone. However, that is a separate crime with no bearing on the current case. Her testimony stands. She saw the defendant commit murder. You're gonna let her just walk away. There's no way I can win this unless I tie Miss May to the murder somehow. Defense would like to call the hotel bellboy as a witness. I object to calling the bellboy. Why? What's your reason? Because I hold the wiretapping had nothing to do with the killing. However, if you agree to one condition, I'll consent to calling this witness. If Miss April May's alibi is not called into question after you examine the bellboy, then you will recognize that she was not the killer, thus she is innocent. Thereby, you must also accept the verdict of guilty for Miss Maya Fair. That is my condition. Alright, I got nothing to lose except for, well, everything. Understood. Cool. I believe we're ready for the witness to testify. He certainly does look like a bellboy. Received your summons in the middle of work, sir. I'm happy to be of service. I'm the head bellboy at the Gatewater Hotel in business for 4 generations. I believe I received a call after 8 from our guest, Miss May. She asked for an iced coffee to be brought to her at 9 on the dot. I brought it to her precisely the requested time, and I delivered the iced coffee to our guest, Miss May herself. Nine on the dot, you said. Confirm that detail. She was watching a program on TV and wished to drink it after she finished. The time of the murder. Precisely 9? Precisely, exactly, and most definitely. Yep, he brought his tray with him. Anything required of me. I check in on guests, I check out guests, I clean rooms, I make beds, I even deliver room service. You sure it was Miss May on the phone? Absolutely, sir. I remembered her quite well. And how would she have seen the murder? Nope. Okay, what if I use it there? Well, what the hell do you want from me here? You sure it was her? Absolutely. How come you're so very certain? Well, I brought the room service, sir. She, the guest, favored me with an embrasser. French for embrace. French for kiss, sir, but not a French kiss, more of a peck on the cheek. It's no good, there's nothing there. Is that it? Finally, you understand. This bellboy has no reason to lie. Now, if you have any decency, you will end this rather tedious cross-examination here. Please wait. One last question. Let me ask one last question. This charade of justice has gone on long enough. Now, Mr. Edgeworth. Alright, Mr. Wright. I'll give you one more question. Tell me about check-in. Tell me about when you checked in, Miss May. Alright, my first thought was that she was a beautiful, beautiful person. She's just my type of girl, so it was a disappointment, really. Excuse me, what exactly was a disappointment? I'm not without charm, but even I'd have a little chance with her lover there. What did you say? Tell us the truth now. Did Miss May check in with another person? I object. That was objectionable. Objection overruled. The witness will answer the question. Yes. Why did you not mention this in your testimony? Well, you didn't ask. Nice try. That's the sort of thing you're normally supposed to mention. Ah yes, quite, indeed. It was the, good barista there. Mr. Edgeworth. He asked me not to mention it if I wasn't specifically asked, sir. You fool. I've done it. I've won. Miss April May checked into a twin room with a man, correct? Yes. And when you brought the room service, you didn't see that man in the room? That's right, sir. Your Honor, we have just learned of another person involved who may have been the murderer. In light of this new fact, I hold that it's impossible to judge the defendant. Wouldn't you agree? And who's this other person? Simple, it was. The man with Miss May. Your Honor, as has been previously revealed, Miss April May was tapping the victim's phone, yet Miss May herself has an alibi at the time of the murder. However, that does not clear the man that was with her. What a convenient little setup, but it's too late. I suppose you'd like it if it was too late, wouldn't you? After all, it was you who hid the presence of the other man from this court. Upstart amateur. These accusations are ludicrous. Enough. The court acknowledges the defense's argument. I expect the prosecution and defense to look into this matter fully. Yes, Your Honor. All for today. September 7th, District Court. Mr. Wright, you were amazing in there. Really? I think I might be your newest fan. I was just doing my job, you know. Then again, that other attorney was pretty cool too. Might have to pick this up. Yeah, it's a fun game. That face of his, with his eyes wide and trembling lips, it sent shivers up my spine. If you say so. So what happens with me? Do I get to go home now? Not yet. But I got a great lead in today's trial. That man with Miss May, he's the key. Oh, I get it. What happened to Miss May after that anyway? I heard they arrested her. I guess she's learning her charms won't work everywhere. She's probably at the detention center now. I may have to go down there later. Anyway, this case is far from closed. I'm gonna find out more about this man. You think he was the one who? Maybe so. Don't worry, I'll find him by tomorrow, I promise. I'm counting on you. I asked for a full record of Miss April May's testimony. Thought it might come in handy during the trial tomorrow. Time to hit the pavement and do some investigating. Maya doesn't belong in that detention center, and it's up to me to set her free. To be continued. September 7th, Detention Center, Visitors Room. Well, hello. I didn't expect anyone to visit me in such a dank place as this. It's really quite moving. Not, you stinking lawyer. I hope you die. If you come to laugh, yeah, laugh at the fallen Miss May. No, not really. There's something I want to ask. Doesn't even change your clothes. Yeah, really. There's nothing I want to be asked. Haven't you done enough questioning, you spiky head? Here we go again. You're scaring the security guard. About the man who stayed with you in your hotel room. Can you tell me about him? Where is he? Come on. No way, Jose. Maybe if I had something together to talk. Why'd you place a wiretap on Mia's phone? When you say it like that, it sounds so cold, so criminal. Tapping people's phone is a crime. I suppose you learned that in lawyer school? Creep. Why are you so angry? I mean, you don't look like a bad person. That does it. Bottom feeding scum sucking lawyer. Bottom. I can't tell. Does she have a thing against lawyers or just against me? Ah, welcome. Quite the performance today, if I say so myself. Sorry for putting you on the spot like that. No, not at all, sir. Your efforts today can only help the Gatewaters rep. Yeah, our reputation will swell as the hotel where the murderer used a wiretap. We can charge a premium for the room, of course. This man hasn't been charged with murder. Bellboy, you brought the murderer iced coffee. Why do I feel like we're both stuck in the same bad dream? So you are our honored guest. Please let me know if there's anything I can bring you. About Miss May. Do what? I'm starting to think the most suspicious person here is this guy. I wanted to ask you about the man with Miss May. Ah yes, he struck me as a real lady killer, if you'll pardon the expression. I knew it from the moment I saw him. He and I are of the same ilk. We both carried a scent of danger. Here we are in total agreement, Mr. Psycho Bellboy. If you had a photo of that man, I'm quite sure I could identify him. Can you tell me about this hotel? Currently, this hotel is known as the Gatewater. I propose that we add a subtitle. Gatewater Hotel Murder Banner. What do you think? Sounds great. Looks like Grossberg's out again. Maybe he's avoiding me. Painting's gone. Wasn't there a giant painting here? Yeah. There's a painting of... Wasn't it? What's this? Old photos or two? Something's been written in pencil on the back. EL6 incident. Take a look at these. Sure I've seen this person somewhere. Perhaps I'll borrow this. I'm sure no one will miss just one little photo. It might be a valuable clue. This is where we present this to him. Take a look at this photo. That's him, detective. Without a doubt, that's the man who checked in with Miss April May. I better write an affidavit swearing that that's him. Perfect. So now we'll go back here. Have a look at this. What's that? The bellboy's affidavit tells us everything he saw, such as the man you checked in with. It was the most definitely this guy. No use playing dumb. If you don't talk, I'm taking this info to the press. Even though he should have been witness to murder, your little friend was missing. I'm sure the press would have a field day with this. Why are you pumping your fists in the air? Now tell me about the man you were with. He's my boss, Red White, president of the information gathering conglomerate Blue Corp. Red White, information gathering. This is the man that was with you the night of the murder. I'm scared to talk. I don't want to end up like her. I'll ask Mr. White himself. Can you tell me where Blue Corp is located? Finally, a lead on this guy. April May couldn't have done it. That leaves him. Time to take action. With the surreal decor. Welcome, please furnish me with the title of your personage. Your name. What's your name? I was just inquirably asking a title you go by. Phoenix Wright. Right. Splendiferous. Perhaps I have intimidated you with my giantesque vocabulary. I'm Red White, CEO of Blue Corp, you know, corporate expansion official. My business dealings bring me into contact with the elite of the elite, so I'm afraid I'm not used to conversing with the wordly challenged. You're an attorney fresh out of law school. That's the only explanation for why you would come to meet me like this. No matter, so what business does a mighty lawyer have with a man such as myself? Miss May is an employee of Blue Corp, is she not? Correct, she was my secretary. What a shock it was to hear what she had done. Yeah, gee, she is paid to answer phones, tapping them is not in her job description. She does gather information, but I assure you we do not condone illegal methods. Were you in April May's hotel room the night of the murder? Who can say? I seldom pay attention to mundane details such as time and place. My motto is, don't worry, be happy. Still, Mr. White, the hotel bellboy stated. that he remembers you. No matter, the bellboy can say what he pleases, I still won't talk to you. If you want me to speak, put me on the witness stand, although I doubt you'd be capable of doing that. Police, the courts, to me they are mere toys, playthings for my amusement. What kind of company is Blue Court? Excellent question. We buy and sell various kinds of information. We are a company of the future, you might say. We are the future. It's 10 years I built this business up into the grand office you see now. In case you were wondering, Blue Corp was named after the color blue. I, Red White of Blue Corp, as founder and CEO, named it so. And why, you ask? Because I like the color blue, of course. That painting. I've seen it before. Just yesterday. Your point? My point is simple. Why is that painting hanging on your wall? Here's you don't fully grasp your position here. I ask again, who are you? A lawyer? No, my feeble friend, a mere lawyer. Worth nothing, zilch. Just like that, sorry excuse for an attorney, grody burger. Huh? He punched me. Well, Mr. Lawyer, what will you do, eh? Charge me with assault? Charge away, I welcome it, for it is you who will be found guilty. Heed my exposition, the police, the courts, they all do my bidding. I don't expect you to understand, it's a world beyond your compensation. You came here from Grody Burgers, I presume? Then you must ask him, why is it this painting of his hangs here? Perhaps then he will tell you. Go now, skedaddle, there is nothing more to discuss. Oh, you. What's wrong? You look so pensive, like an old man at the end of his days. I'm not senile yet, I was just thinking about this whole mess. You came to see the trial? Yeah, I did. Something was bothering me all last night, you see. What was that? Well, you see, it's just Mia's sister, that poor girl. My boy, I owe you my thanks. I don't know what I would have done if things had gone poorly for her. Alright? No, I'm sorry, it's just I need more time to think about it. So, I paid Blue Corp a visit. I see. I have to admit something has been bothering me. A photo of Mr. White. Why would you have his photo? It's been a long time since then. Long time ago? I'm sorry, but I think not. I think you still have ties to Mr. White. Whatever gave you that idea? What connection could I possibly have to an individual such as he? Pretty straightforward, actually. He's blackmailing you. I don't know what you're talking about. Mr. Grossberg, there was a giant painting hanging right there the other day. The one you said you had no intention of parting with. Well, I saw it today. It was in the CEO's office. So you noticed. I suppose I should have guessed you would. It is a large painting. Tell me what happened. Red White is a man who makes his living through intimidation. Blue Corp is a company that excels in finding people's weaknesses. I've been paying them for 15 years now. All because of the DL6 incident, as you may have guessed. I could not stand in defense of Maya because of this. White would have destroyed me. It's hard for me to tell you this, my boy, but arresting Red White will be nigh on impossible. He has information on everyone. It gives him an iron grip. He owns judges, attorneys, prosecutors, police, and politicians. They're bound, unable to do harm to themselves and therefore to him. Don't look at me like that. You see, it's nothing more than the weight of many years. DL6 is nothing more than the sorting code the police gave the case. It was 15 years ago I received a request from a medium. Her name was Misty Faye. It was Mia's mother. She had been investigating a murder at the bequest of the police, and she failed. Did all I could for her, and anything uncleared of wrongdoing. That murder case, however, remains unsolved. Why were you blackmailed? DL6 incident was top secret. It made sense. The police didn't want people to know they were using a medium. They couldn't let people know. But one person found out. I told him. He offered me riches. It was an embarrassment to me now. As I talked, the police were mocked far and wide. In secret, they began looking for the one who sold them out. Of course, White heard about it and he came to me. Only this time, the offer was blackmail. White controls the law of this country as he sees fit. Yet if you would still challenge him, have a close look at Mia's office. Mia's office. She followed his every move for years. She may have recorded something of what she found. I have tarnished the Fey name, leaving only the words my mother vanished. I was determined to find the ones who had made my mother blame herself in this way. Using the power that runs in my family, I held an audience with the dead. Finally, the names of two men surfaced. One was Marvin Grossberg. The other was the man who sold the information to the press, a parasite. Red White. Wait, Mia thought he was involved in these suicides. White drove them all to... I can use these. Let's find the most disturbing. Found this in Mia's files. So she was investigating Red White. Well, if you wanted to challenge him, you could present this in court. See this? It's an article describing the suicide of a politician. He was embezzling secret government funds. Then one day word got leaked to the press. The very next day he took his life. I found this article in Mia's office. She had a file filled with articles like this. Every one of them was labeled with a single word, White. Mr. White, I know what you did to this politician. Blackmailed him. Not just him, you were threatening and coercing hundreds of others. You were involved in all sorts of suicide cases that Mia investigated. This company is built on blackmail. What is it you should be doing now? Investigating me? You should be searching for the one who killed Miss Mia. Mr. Wrong will be leaving now. Yes, sir, I'll send someone right away. You're wrong. What I should be doing now is going after you. Mia was onto you. She was keeping tabs. For this reason, you had April May tapping her phone. Then Mia was murdered, and all the documents about you mysteriously disappeared. You did it. We won't be needing an escort for Mr. Wrong. Instead, please connect me to the public prosecutor's office. Wait, that you? What are you doing calling me at a time like this? Chief Prosecutor, I've changed my mind. I want to testify tomorrow. The Mia Fey case. I witnessed the murder, you see. And thus was a very important witness. I would like to testify. Why now? I thought you said you didn't want to go to court. I told you I changed my mind. One other thing, send the police over here right away. The man is standing right in front of me. He looks dazed, but could be violent. Are you even listening? The executioner, the hatchet man, the liquidator, the killer. Mr. White, this isn't another one of those. Chief Prosecutor, I do not believe you're in any position to freely offer your opinions to me. Send the police. I cannot tell you, Mr. Wrong, you were a mere lawyer, as was Miss Mia. I'll point that finger at you, and you will be tried as Miss Mia's killer. Case is as good as settled. No lawyer of any worth will defend you. I have friends in the local lawyers association, you see. You'll be given a lawyer so stupendously inept that they make even you look competent. Detective Gumshoe. Butts. Harry Butts. Right, actually. And my friend's name is Larry. Right, sorry pal. Butts was that murderer, right? Present to you the man who killed Miss Mia Fey. Take this despicable human being into custody. Farewell, Mr. Ron. Can't believe it's only been a day since the first trial. My trial begins tomorrow. White's gonna set a trap for me, and the prosecution will be in on it, of course. Edgeworth included. An attorney was assigned to me by the state yesterday. I refused. I had an idea. Right? Mr. Wright. Oh Maya, great, they let you out of detention. Just now, yes, it's all thanks to you. I'm afraid we switched places. Explain what happened to Maya. I don't believe it. How many people does that man need to destroy before he's satisfied? My mother, my sister, now you. It's gone too far. Mr. Wright, please tell me, is there anything I can do? Defend me in court. Alright. Leave it to me. I am me a sister. Lawyership runs in our blood. Better run to the bookstore and pick up a copy of Law for Rookies. Wait. I'm kidding. It was a joke. No, really, I was kidding, but thanks. It's good to know you're on my side. I can't just sit here and do nothing. I've got to give that man a piece of my mind. Okay, then come to the trial tomorrow. Times may change, yet with crime it's the same old story. In fact, it's gotten worse. Lengthy court proceedings are no longer realistic. Beginning a few years ago, limited 3 days was put on initial court trials. Almost all finish in a day, most with a guilty verdict. I never thought I would end up in the defendant's chair myself. With the true culprit appearing as a star witness. This is it. Tomorrow it's me or him. To be continued. Well, I'm gonna leave it there. Because I can only do so much reading. But we're getting there. The second trial will be done next time. Try and figure out how to turn things around so that we get Red White put in jail for what he did. But yes, I'm probably gonna switch up games for now. So give me a couple minutes, I will be right back. I'm back, peeps, but I'm gonna take a little break for now, actually. I'll be back in a little while, do another stream, might play some Outward or something, we'll see. Thank you for hanging out, totally appreciate it. I hope to see you all again later.